Hi guys, Vinyl Finds video number 40. After a very short video I uploaded a couple of days ago, Vinyl Find 39, which I showed just one record and I talked about it. It was The Heads, Relaxing with the Heads. And this is number 40, it's a Jubilee Weekend special. For those of you that might not know, this is Jubilee Weekend. It's the celebration of the 60th anniversary of Queen Elizabeth II 60th year in reign, and yeah, it's we're getting 2 days off because of that. So that's why I have the Queen here to preside over this Vinyl Find video. So thank you very much, Queenie. I much appreciate those 2 days that you gave us, and you know, I will serenade her later on with God Save the Queen just for her. I mean, yeah, and I'll break this guitar as well. So, yeah, so that's what's been happening here in the UK. Loads of silliness and things that I don't bother to take part of, but you know, the 2 days off are really, really nice, I can tell you that. So anyway, to music, and hope that Her Majesty approves of the records I'm going to be showing. And to please her, I will start off with a British band. And actually, this band is what I showed on Vinyl Finds 39, but I just thought that, what the hell, you know, if you repeat it, then you learn it. So you have to learn this. The Heads. Relaxing with the Heads, reissue, came out a couple of days ago. Get it. It's out on Rooster. It's the label that originally issued the album. Came out in 1996. If you want to hear more about it and some of the music as well, then go on Vinyl Find video 39. So yeah, enough of that. Just, you know, I just wanted to throw this in. Just, you know. So more stuff. Where do I begin? Oh yeah, okay, well, I guess that the theme here is psychedelic music, and we'll keep it that way for a short time anyway. So, yes, I would like to thank Calvier69. He showed some bands, some psychedelic records, and that sort of inspired me to find some of those records and also buy some other things as well. He showed, and I definitely think he showed this one, which is Electric Moon, and this is a live album called Sarah Space, Live Overdose, and yeah, I mean, just amazing heavy psych kind of music. I mean, really, really good. Really happy to get this, and thanks, Chris. I'm not sure if he showed this. This is another Electric Moon. The name of the album is Lunatic's Revenge. It's not as good as the live one, I think, but it's very good. It's out on Nasoni, and Nasoni is a German label. All these are German, by the way. Apparently in Germany they have a thing about psychedelic music, and most of the records I'm going to be showing here are German. And Nasoni, I think, has issued several very expensive LPs, modern psychedelic music. I don't remember any bands now. I had them in my mind, but just couldn't kind of right now, you know, bring them to mind. The next one is this one. It's called The Machine, Calmer Than You Are, and it's out on Electrohash Records. I mean, you know, with a name like that, what do you expect? This is not so much psychedelic. It's more like stoner rock. They do sound very similar. I don't want to say similar to Caius, but you know, there are obvious influences. It's just like saying, you know what, Caius sounds very similar to Black Sabbath, for example, or you know, something like that anyway. it's stoner rock. It's like it's very very specific, and if it's you have to, there is always the reference, right? So you cannot escape that. So yeah, it's quite nice. It's quite nice. It's I give it a go. I've listened to some songs on YouTube. I was like, oh, this is nice. I listened to the album. It's not bad, but it's not absolutely great either. Um, and after that, nobody buys that. But if you like stoner rock, I mean, it's a really good buy. Another one which is was shown by Wahiki Records. Yes. I don't remember your name, mate. Sorry. It's this one, Arc of Ascension. It's called The Higher Key. It's out on Clostridium Records. It's the same label that I've showed these two records here. Oh, come on, you can do it. Yeah. Lamp of the Universe and the Cosmic Union. Now it's the same guy that did these. Obviously, there's a band behind it and all that, but the same guy that was behind the Lamp of the Universe, which is like very lethargic kind of 60s inspired psychedelia with sitars and whatnot. This goes on to the heavier side, so it's really heavy kind of psych. Yeah, it's quite good actually. Gatefold, it's limited. There are various limited editions of this. You can get like, I don't know, blue vinyl, red vinyl, something vinyl, whatnot. And yeah, it's quite good. So enough of that. Where's the record? Oh. And finally, from this lot of psychedelic records from Germany, here's another one, which is, I think, in my humble opinion, the very best one, which is what you listen to in the background. It's this band. It's called Saturnia, or however you want to call it, and it's Alpha Omega Alpha, or Alpha Omega Alpha in Greek, which doesn't sound that different. Omega sounds a little bit different, but anyway. So yeah, this is this is a double LP. Comes out in various. Hang on, I don't know what the. I don't know what the. Oh yeah, it's Electro Hash again. Look, Electro Hash. So yeah, I think I have some other stuff from Electro Hash. I don't remember what though. Anyway, it's one of those labels that I know for some reason. So yeah, double LP comes in various editions. I think this is a limited edition blue vinyl, and they put a sticker on it. I guess that it was like a moment of freaking out there in Electro Hash. Oh, 9! Why didn't they print it on the sleeve? We have to put it on a sticker. This is terrible. Almost French there. Anyway, yeah, you can see here. Ooh, that's the stuff. The Queen will not approve. Nice gatefold, and this is a hell of an amazing psych album. I mean, it just doesn't stop. I mean, it just goes on, like, and keeps you in that kind of trip. Really highly recommended. Saturnia, Alpha Omega Alpha. And continuing with the psychedelic stuff, a little bit on the lighter side of psychedelia. It's this one. Brian Jonestown Massacre, the Satanic Majesty's second request, came out in '96. Missed completely. I never. I had a CD from Brian Jonestown Massacre. I knew them because they were the sister band or brother band or whatever you want to call it of the Dandy Warhols. They were just playing together and they had like parallel lives, if you like, as a band. but then the Dandy Warhols, you know, they became huge. They got, you know, their song on the Vodafone ad, and then just exploded from there. Whereas Brian Jonestown, and then they imploded apparently, because, you know, I think they did a record recently, but yeah, they just imploded. Whereas Brian Jonestown Massacre just keep on going. There's a lot of Brian Jonestown Massacre LPs that have been reissued lately. I've listened to some of them on Spotify, which I use quite a bit to find new stuff and whatnot, and, you know, before you buy, with, you know, and pay the the artists as well. So from their catalog, this is the one that I really like. It has this kind of lazy kind of psych pop psychedelia that is just amazing, and it did really well. It does have some fragments, if you like, of that kind of sound that they shared with the Dandy Warhols, but definitely more psych, definitely much you know, weightier, if you like, in terms of, you know, rock terms. In rock terms, how do you interpret that? I have no idea. Take it as you might. You can check it out on Spotify. A really good album, highly recommended. Yeah, going on, continuing on with more psychedelic stuff. This is a British band, Gnod. This is the second in a series of records. It's called Show the Land Volume 2. I have Volume 1, I've shown that one. It's more psychedelic. Gnod have also done an LP with the White Hills and Gnod, and it's just great psychedelic Midlands band. I don't remember exactly where they are from. This one is a bit different than what they've done up until now. This is more like they have a lot more emphasis on the drums, and it has a more tribal feel to it because of that. It also has heavier guitars, and it just sucks you into this kind of, you know, tribal kind of sound, and but it's really wild as well. So yeah, definitely worth checking this out. Something classic. I never bought it when it came out, sadly, but now it's been reissued. It's not cheap. It's not expensive either, though. It's Sonic Boom, the first album, Spectrum. Sonic Boom, obviously, part of the Spaceman 3, and this is his first solo album. As you can see, it has the twirly thing. It's out on a Spanish label called Vinylissimo, and they also issued his second LP as well. It's a really nice reissue. First of all, they recreated the original, as you can see, and it has the other thing here in. Can you see it? Yeah. And very nice heavy vinyl comes out like this, which means that I have to had to get rid of the shrink wrap, which annoys me, but there you have it. Musically, Sonic Boom is more synth kind of. He was the synth. He played synths and, you know, electronics and whatnot in Spaceman 3, if memory serves me right. And this is what he continues doing. The sound here is very similar to Spiritualized, the first the kind of, you know, psychedelic pop psychedelia that you find on the Spiritualized albums. That's what I wanted to say, on the Spiritualized albums. But and there aren't that many guitars here. So the first side is like that. It's like this kind of mellow psychedelia, if you like. The second side is harsher. It starts off with a song called the Rock and Roll is Killing My Life, and it's in the vein of Suicide, for example. So it has a lot of this kind of repetitive organ kind of thing. But you do get one. You do get a song that reminds me of Spaceman 3, so it does have some guitars as well. Really good album, highly recommended. You know, just classic, really. I mean, yeah, you can't go wrong. Also, it's not a purely solo album, in the sense that the Sonic Boom is also. You can see that, you know, in the people that play here. You can also see Jason, which my guess is Jason Spaceman, which is the other part of Spaceman 3, and obviously Spiritual Levels. Continuing with more psychedelic music. Well, not 100% psychedelic, but very good nonetheless. This is a compilation that I would imagine that Wahiki Records probably has shown, if he hasn't already. New Zealand bands from 1981 to 1986 from the Flying Nun label. So you know, this is quality stuff. I mean, Flying Nun, you know, you can't go wrong with them. I probably don't know. Oh, I do know some of them. Come on. I know the Chills, for example. The Clean. And that's it. So, loads of new stuff here. I haven't listened to the whole thing. I've listened to the first record. It's just really, really good blend of different kind of styles that you would expect to listen in that kind of era, 1981 to 1986. Really worth checking out and picking up. What else? Yeah, so, okay, yeah. Now here's another album. This is the Peking Lights. This is, I think, their first release out on a very small label called what's it called? Oh yeah, Night People. And this is called Peking Lights Imaginary Falcons. It just comes into in this sleeve and has this paper thing, and you just put it on the record inside here, which is not a very good idea because come summer, then this plastic thing just melts on the record, so I need to get some kind of sleeve. This is the first outing on LP, I guess, and although all the elements of the Peking Light sound is there, that you probably have heard on 9E3, 9E6 or 936 or whatever you want to call it, although the sound is there, it's not completely there. I also had a second album that they did before the 9E3, which is a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more punkish sound from what I can remember right now. But this is a lot more experimental, a lot more, you know, trying to figure out what they do. The elements are there, but it's just hasn't formed into a cohesive kind of thing. It's more synth-based, so there's a lot more electronics here at play, whereas on the second album you have a lot more guitars in, and then they sort of ditched everything and kept some elements for 9E3. So yeah, I like them, so I had to get that. Probably not the best record, especially if you've listened to 9E3. I mean, you know, it's going to be a bit of a not disappointment, but you know what I mean. It's not the same kind of thing. So, continuing. Let's keep it a bit psychedelic. So here's another record. I would like to thank another VC community member, Sequoia Flame. He showed this, Wind, and this is Wind and Friends, out on a very kind of obscure label called Syrian Vinyl, and this is the first number on that label. And this is a monster album, monster, jazz, not improvised, but it's a jam session, really. I mean, it does feel like it. It doesn't feel like, you know, they went there and they have like songs and we'll play this and we'll play that. Feels like a big jam session with jazz musicians and psychedelia, and it's just a monster record. I mean, highly recommended. Thank you very much for showing this, and yeah, do pick it up. I mean, you know, it's and I bought it from that guy in Israel, and that guy in Israel has an amazing set of records on sale on eBay. It's just mind-boggling where he found all that, and it's all expensive. This was the least expensive of them all, and you know, worth checking out. So going from psychedelia and, well, sort of are there, bordering anyway. Another record from that is krautrock inspired. So this is this guy called Jonas Monk. I think that is Jonas and not Jonas, because I don't think that he's English. I think he's German. Now this label, the album is called Pan. This label looks quite familiar. El Paraíso and the Impetus series, which you probably have seen from Cosa Sui, and that's what caught my eye first. Initially, it was like, oh, everything I see with El Paraíso or Impetus, the Impetus series, I'm like, alright, I need to check this out. This is quite different from Cosa Sui, for example. It is more electronic synth album. It does have some guitars in there, and it's just great. Really, really good homage to that kind of krautrock synth sound, and yeah, it comes highly recommended. Do check this out. It's also on Spotify, so you know, you don't even have to pay for it. Well, you have to pay a subscription, but yeah. And this one is really good. This one is Ivan Caminiti. The album is called... What is this album called? When... I cannot read it. I don't remember the album title. When California Falls into the Sea. Ah, that's the one. Now, this guy, Ivan Caminiti, is one half of Barnau. Yes, Barnau. That's the one. Yeah. He's the one half of Barnau. He plays guitar, I think, and this is what you get from this album as well. So you have this kind of ambient drone guitar sound, dreamy guitar sound. So it's really, really, really good. Highly recommended. Loved this one. And two final ones. So I'm at 23 minutes, so it is shorter as I promised. This one. This is the Starving Weirdos with a record with a very easy to remember title. There you go. Rolled in the mist of never-ceasing currents flowing without a rest forever onward. So, very limited edition out on Bowivo Records. Nice tip-on sleeves. 300 copies or something, 350 copies. Starving Weirdos, improvisational drone, electronic, ambient, I guess, ambient drone sort of band. This record is much... I've shown another one, which is this one. Yeah, there you go. It's cool. It's this one, Starving Weirdos Landlines, which I love this record. This is amazing, amazing, amazing stuff. This is like very organic, very, very beautiful kind of music, but which doesn't feel like it's prepared. So it's not like, you know, chorus, you know, this part there, here, you know, just play this, play that, and play that again, and so on and so forth. Feels like it's growing organically. Amazing stuff. And based on this, I wanted to get more stuff from the Starving Weirdos. I got this, which is a much earlier version of what they wanted to achieve here, pretty much like the Peking Lights in some sense, and it's much dronier and much heavier sounding, whereas The landlines is much lighter. This does remind me of Nurse with Wound at times. So you know, it's a fantastic record, but you know it's not for everybody. Definitely not for everybody. And I will forget this again, so I will show it on Vinyl Finance 38. I wanted to show this, I didn't show it, so I'm showing it now. It has been shown before, but I just wanted to put it out there. Just, you know, somebody might forgotten about it. Matana Roberts, Coin Chapter 1, and French here. Genre de couleur libre. Couleur libre means free colors. Genre de couleur, I'm not sure what it means. Out on Constellation on 10-inch, which is quite odd. Comes with a CD, fantastic kind of. It has a bit of everything here. It has spoken word, it has jazz. I mean, you know, like 20s jazz here. Improvised. It has everything. One of the best records in 2011, I think. It came out in 2011. Yeah, and you know, I forgot to show it last time. It has been shown before. I think that Cool Ranch Dressing showed this. Great record. Just check it out. And finally, last record, 26 minutes, bloody hell. From hailing from Finland, a band that's been playing for 20 years now, and they've been just transforming their sound on every turn, really. It's these guys called Circle. I have some of their albums back home. I don't have this one, I hope. Tantumus, and it came out in 2001. Apparently, this has never been issued on vinyl. First ever vinyl release. Back home, I have vinyl records, so I take the word that this hasn't been issued on vinyl before. Out on Svart, and they also have reissued some other stuff from Circle, which I will be checking out. They transformed sometime in the middle of 2005 or so into a new wave of British heavy metal band, but before that they were playing this kind of electronic krautrock inspired rock music, which is really compelling, really interesting, and you really want to just, you know, you want to listen to it. And they're Finnish. I mean, you know, they are like, they're weird. They do whatever they want. It's unbelievable. It's I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, from Finland you get really weird stuff, but interesting stuff nonetheless. So yeah, this is Circle. It comes recommended. It's a really good, strong record. If you can find it, check it out. You know, just, you know, give it a go. I bet there's loads of stuff out on YouTube. And yeah, that's it. I hope Her Majesty has been satisfied with everything. I hope that you have been satisfied with everything. It's 28 minutes, and you know, do leave your comments. I'd love to get your comments. I have also become a member of the YouTube vinyl community on Facebook, which is really fun, and you know, it's a great medium, and there's like updates every minute. It's unbelievable. So yeah, leave your comments, subscribe if you like, and yeah, see you around, I guess. Cheers.